Big Devil, what's good, bro?
Oh man, it's just chilling, man. Just a big Dev out of Linwood, California. Wanna, give a shout out to Melly Mel. What I mean, hit the like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying. Also want to give a shout out to Kev Mac Videos and Loco Vision too. You know what I mean, for putting it on point. You
Well,
know,
that content is king,
yeah, where
man.
content is king. And to all you kids out there, man. Get your life, man. Get your future, man. The streets ain't what it is, man. Things have changed, man.
I appreciate that, man. Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Post, man. You know the vibe.
Yeah,
Sammy, what you
yeah,
doing?
yeah. The ransom. Hey. Good in the hood and I don't need a pass. Spending the 20s, put the rest in the stash. Fuck with the gang, then you going outside. She fuck with the op, she selling that ass. I don't fuck with no bitch, I don't care about the past. Feeling like a mouse, I'm stuck in the trap. You ain't good in the hood, get 'em out of here fast.
Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Post, man. You know that vibe. Man, we back here for part 4, and we got our favorite guy here, the guy that I love to interview, man. I think he's a very young, manable young man, and also that he gives a very compelling and invigorating story. So once again, we got Devil, and we're about to get into it, man. I want to go back to the time, man. It was in the early 80s, and I want to go back to that time, man, when things were just formulating in your mind how to grasp this what we know as the gangbang, right? And there was 2 incidents in the articles. We'll drop a link we'll drop the articles in the link that surfaced around 2 individuals that was in your life. One guy, he was 20, and the other guy was, I believe, 22 years old. And let's go to the 4 masked gunmen. And this incident occurred in Long Beach. And can you give us the circumstances surrounding that? And the guy name actually was Maurice Powell, but you knew him as what?
That was Big Boy.
Big Boy.
OG Big Boy. The big homie. He was actually one of the second homies to pass away. Gunshot wounds. I guess it was like probably around Christmas time. And, Big Boy was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? True to the game. He had hands, you know what I'm saying? He was a squabbler and he was a hustler. He was all around gangbang, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess some dudes broke into his house and, shot and killed him. It was attempted robbery, and in the process, he was shot and killed. Shot one time in the chest.
The circumstances to this is it's public information. There's an article in the Long Beach Independent Press that speak about this incident. So, were there anybody with him?
My homeboy Lil Ron, rest in peace as well. He was with him, but he wasn't. He died, I believe, in 1995. No, yeah, 1995. He died in 1995.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your circumstances at that time? Where were you when all this took place?
I was captured. I was locked up in Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall for a probation violation for not going to school. And I believe I probably was like around 15, 16 at that time when that incident happened.
So how did it affect you or impact you while you was incarcerated?
Yeah, I was upset about it. Me and Big Boy, we really wasn't that tight because he was hung on the big end. I really didn't hang on the big end with the homies down there, but I knew him and shit. But I was upset about it when I called home and the homies told me about it and shit. I couldn't do nothing about it because I was locked up, of course. But I had some revenge in my heart for the individual that was responsible for it. But when you lock down, you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But bite the bullet.
Your hands were tied.
Yeah.
So there's another circumstances, and all these circumstances around 89.
Yeah, 89.
Okay. There was incident that occurred over in Downey with Richard Allen Dixon, who happens to be Hitman's little brother.
Yeah, Hitman's little brother.
Talk to me about him.
You know, that was Killer Loke, man. He was a original baby gangster.
Man, that name sound like he was ready for the world.
Oh man, that dude was treacherous, man. That was a homie that didn't play. You know what I'm saying? He I don't think I ever seen him smile before, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was the type of individual that every time he pull up, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be ready. You know what I'm saying? Shoes gotta be tied, you know what I'm saying? Belt better be tightened up on your waist. And you better be ready because you know, he'll jump out with no shirt on, blue rag on his head, you know what I'm saying? You know, with that drink in his hand, you know, knocking niggas out, doing whatever, you know.
So he's at 100.
He was at 100, you know what I'm saying? He was always gangbanging every time I seen him. And he was fresh out of the penitentiary. You know, so remember one night he came to the hideaway and picked up me and the homie Snake. And we go around the corner. He stayed 2 streets over. So we go around the corner to his house. He go up in the house, come back out with something under his jacket. So he jump in the car with us. We pull off. He park. He pull over and park. He said, "Look, homie, y'all ready to put in some work?" So the name "put in some work" that didn't ring a bell to me because that was foreign. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was just starting my gangbang career. I wasn't a gangbanger at that point. I was just claiming the gang. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Damn, put in some work." I'm like, "You know, what's up?" "Yeah, I'm ready." So yeah, "You ever shot a gun before?" I'm like, "No, I ain't never shot no gun." So he pulled the coat back. It's a long ass, looked like a rifle, but it was a 410 gauge, a single shot. So he's like, "Grab that," you know what I'm saying? "Put that in between your legs." I'm sitting in the front seat. My homie Snake sitting in the back seat. So he looked back at Snake, said, "Yeah, nigga, you ready to put in some work?" Snake like, "Yeah, I'm ready." So we pull off and shit, you know, bumping some Al Green. He loved Al Green. We bumping some Al Green and shit. He had a 19, I believe it was a 67 Caprice, powder blue one. We riding down the Atlantic and shit, you know what I'm saying? He got the windows rolled down, he got blue rag on his head and shit, ain't your mama style, you know, tank top on. I'm scared to motherfucking death, heart beating like a motherfucker.
What was Snake disposition?
So he was in the back seat, probably was scared too, because we both the same age. You know, we never did no shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no hate in my heart for nobody at that time. You know what I'm saying? I only been claiming the gang for 2 years, so naturally you ain't got no hate in your heart for nobody yet, and nobody even did nothing to you.
So it's circumstances that that gives the hate, right?
Right.
There's a build up.
Right, that put the hate in your heart. So we pull over and park. He said, "Look, when we pull up on these dudes, I want you to, you know, put that gun. I want you to shoot it. You only got one shot." So I'm figuring to myself like, shit, one shot, what that means? And so I asked him, you know, one shot, what you mean, one shot? Just pull the trigger. Nigga, the trigger right there, just pull it one time. I said, all right. So he told me, you know, get up on your knees, get up on the seat, you know, because I was kind of short at that time. Get up on your knees. So I jump on my knees on one knee, I put the gun on the windowsill. You know, so we take off, we riding real slow. He turned the radio down a little bit. He's smoking on the cigarette. I see some dudes on the sidewalk. I'm like, look back in the car, I say, "You want me to shoot them?" He's like, "Yeah, I want you to shoot them motherfuckers." You know what I'm saying? So we roll up and shit, and, you know, down there ready to piss on myself, man. But, you know, I got to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm in the gang, so might as well. But like I said, I had a hate in my heart. So right before we get to him, he pulled over, snatched me out of the window, started laughing. Said, "Little nigga, you ain't ready for it yet. You know, I can look in your face. You ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got it yet. You know, you'll get your chance, Young Q, one day. But right now."
So at this time, you was cute.
I was Young Q at the time. He said, "You ain't ready." So I look back at Snake, and Snake eyes big as a mother. His eyes big. He like, "Shit, man, what the hell going on?" You know, he said, none, y'all ain't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna force that on y'all. Y'all ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he had already, you know, probably took a couple of lies at that, you know, at his stage or whatever. So
do you feel it was a test?
Yeah, it was a test. It was a test. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I passed it or not. He didn't tell me if I passed it or not, but you know, he told me like you ain't ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
He understood a great deal of the circumstances more so than you and Snake.
Right.
And he was just seeing where you guys were at with it.
Testing the heart and shit. You know, so now that I look back on it now, I'm like, yeah, he was putting us to the test. So he drop us off and he get on. He swerve off and he get on, do his thing. 2 days later, you know, shot and killed by the police.
And that was Downey Police, motorcycle cop, and he was caught with actually he had an autoloader at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and he's part of the Dixon. Shout out to the Dixon family.
Right.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Man, that's it. And also Hitman, rest in peace,
Yeah,
right?
his big brother Hitman, rest in peace. Hitman was the same way. Hitman was more as a fighter, but you know what I'm saying, he would get busy with that pistol too, real quick. You know, both of them. Either one of them didn't play.
Okay, these were two circumstances that happened right before you that you was aware of that helped kind of shape who you were.
Right. Kind of got me ready.
And got you ready.
Right. Get your mind ready that, you know, I'm thinking to myself as a kid, like, you know, like, damn, I didn't join the gang. You know, this shit is serious now. You know what I'm saying? I got to, you know, potentially one of these days I'm going to have to kill somebody or shoot somebody or do something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Before I joined the gang, I didn't know nothing about no putting in work, no drive-bys. Like I say, I had no hate for nobody in my heart. So
quick question. How long did it take your mother to become aware of your dealings or your in and out as far as the gang was concerned?
I would say probably I hid it pretty well because, you know, I really wasn't dressing like no gangbanger. You know, I still wearing my same clothes and shit clothes that she bought me, you know, obviously. I would say probably when I got out of camp, when I did my first camp program, probably 1991, about 90.
Do you remember the words she said to you?
She seen my tattoo.
Uh-huh.
I had a tattoo on my back arm. I had a P and I had an S. And I walking around with my shirt off. You know, I got caught slipping early in the morning. She said, "What's that shit on your arm?" I said, "What?" She said, "Right there on your arm." So I look, I'm like, "Is this?" She's like, "Yeah, what is that shit? What is it? What did that mean? What did I say?" And I'm like, you know, I had to tell her, like, "Yeah, I'm in a gang." You ain't in no goddamn gang. You better not be in no gang. Get your ass in the room, you know.
So she was aware of what the gangs were about and
She
yeah.
know what the gang was about. You ain't in no damn gang. Get your ass up in there and do that homework. You know what I'm saying? And then I kept going to jail. The more I kept going to jail and going to jail, the more she began to become aware because now she look outside and she see a bigger gathering of the kids. And it's different kids. It ain't the kids that live here. You know what I'm saying? You got the lowdowns, you got the S-Rocks, you got the gunslangers, everybody coming over there hanging out. She like, shit, we're all these goddamn kids. And they look different than my kids.
So you were the first in your family?
The gangbang, as far as my generation?
In your family, in your particular family, your immediate family, brothers and sisters, your siblings.
Yeah. I got 2 brothers and 1 sister.
So how long, did they embrace it at some point?
My little brother did. You know, right when I joined, he right behind me. You know what I'm saying? He came in right behind me.
And what was his name?
Dreamer.
Shout out to Dreamer.
Yeah.
He actually had 2 names as well, right?
Yeah, he had 2 names. We all had 2 names. You know what I'm saying?
So would it be fair to say that this was the point where a lot of these guys that were from other neighborhoods thought it was actually 2 people when actually it was just 1?
Right. You know, yep. Just dudes and the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we'll have a homie on the car and they say, yeah, we're looking for your homie, you know, Iceberg. And then we be like, shit, nigga, Iceberg on the car right now. Y'all looking for him. He on the car. Y'all don't even know this. You know, he got 2 names. Everybody had 2 names. You know what I mean? Just to throw everybody up to make it seem like, you know, it was more than what it was. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was genius because then nobody really knew your numbers. Nobody knew your capacity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it was great strategy for your, you know what I mean, for your particular tribe because it was hard to pinpoint who was who at that time.
Right. Because if I did something to you and I told you my name was Young Q and I did something to you, you gonna go tell the police my name is Young Q. But I'm documented as Devil as far as gang file. So now the police are looking for Young Q, but they got Devil on the car and don't even know we the same person. So
in your particular tribe, right? And everybody got their own ways of dealing with people that like throwing it up. I mean, being just real over the top with it, sort of studio at times. You know what I mean? To where you be like, wait a minute, man, you putting too much on it. How was those individuals, if ever, were they disciplined, or was it there was a circumstance where you had to discipline certain people? Because when you out there putting in work, you know who you are, and you know the ones that's not capable. And I always say that often that the gang is made up of many different moving parts. There's people that fight, people that shoot, people that steal cars, people that hustle. You know what I mean? So how did you guys deal with that when you actually knew somebody was like not pulling their weight? Was there a disciplinary action that took place?
Yeah, it was a lot of discipline because it wasn't like this in the hideaway. It's like if you jump out the car and you running your mouth, you trying to act like you hard and you just doing all this talking, running your mouth, somebody finna test your crippin'. That's what we call testing your crippin'. We're gonna take you to the Shark Tank. You know what I'm saying? And we always say, if you fear your own, you'll fall weak to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So we be quick to take you to the back. You know what I'm saying? Match you up with somebody, and let's see where if your hands can match your mouth. And a lot of time, them hands didn't match their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or let's just say a certain incident happened and you didn't want to get in the car to go retaliate. Okay, we'll leave you here, but when we come back, we finna get in that ass. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that, you know, because it was serious. And I always felt that if we were all on one accord, you know what I'm saying, I already know everybody ain't gonna be a killer. Everybody ain't gonna be this hardcore gangbanger. But if everybody got heart, you know what I'm saying, it only makes us stronger. You know what I mean? One weak link, you know, the chain is weak. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing that we strived on as baby gangsters, just to make sure that all of our homies were strong. You know,
here's how I summarize that: if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you.
Right. So it was a lot of homies knocked out, even got booted off the hood. You know what I'm saying? Snake was one of them. Snake was actually one of the first homies that I named from the hood, and he was the first homie that I ever put on the hood, and he was the first homie that I put off the hood. So, you know, he was one.
And he was in the car with you that day.
Right, he was in the car with me that day.
You and Loco.
Right, man, Killer Low. Yep, and you know, it was fucked up. I had to do that to him, but you know, he was weak. He was one of the, you know, he was one of the weak links, and you know what I'm saying, we disciplined him and booted him off the hood.
It's pretty ironic that we're speaking of this, and I try to tell when I'm speaking to these guys, right, that they invite these females into their tribes, but little do they know at some point the female is going to be tested on her loyalty to either to her homies or to her kids, and oftentimes the homies lose. So it's a good thing to say that, and just keep females out of your business, because the law enforcement would always use the kids to leverage whatever information they need to extract. And often, I say 99.9% it works.
Right.
There's only a few exceptions that I ever talked to that I had, and then I'm going to give you an example. One, Crip Crazy out of Linwood.
Oh, yeah.
She told me that she was put in that circumstance, and police officers threatened to take the kids, and she gathered around the kids and told them, hey kids, you know, right now y'all go ahead and go with these people. I love y'all, but I'll get y'all back later, because I'm not telling these people nothing. And when she told me that, I was like, okay, you know. I really didn't know what to feel about that, and I really didn't try to put no judgment or nothing. I'm just explaining what happened in that circumstance. But let's get back to it, man. We're going to go back to the hideaway, man, because the hideaway was a very interesting place, man. And what was the reason why y'all got up on the roof, man? What made that, you know, what made y'all even think in those terms, you know? What was that reason about?
Well, the hideaway was like a world of its own. We had everything we wanted up in there. You know, we didn't have to come. Only time we came out is go to the store, go get something to eat. You know, we had our own money, we had our own clients, we had our own guns, we had our own soldiers and everything. So it was a time, I think, when dudes from over there, they walked in the hideaway. Now, them two dudes that walked in the hideaway had to have some balls the size of the earth, man, to walk up in that hideaway. The dudes, I give it to them, they had some heart. And we was in the back by the Shark Tank gambling. And
explain the Shark Tank.
Shark Tank was a cement slab, like a little boxing ring, and that's where we put homies on.
There was demos, demonstrations, disciplines. That's where everything happened.
Everything, you know, even just head of fades, just a fair fade. You know, it was a lot of times where, you know, we'll just go back there and just get out. It's just a friendly fade, you know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, iron
testing that
iron.
hand strength.
Yeah, iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? If your hands wasn't right, you know, we make sure, you know what I'm saying? You lacking on this, we're going to tune you up a little bit. So you know, we hanging out in the back, me and my homie. I'm on guard to this day, which, you know, so I'm armed out there. And
So was the guard, was it like shifts for being on guard?
no, just whoever, you know what I'm saying? We all know if homies is gambling, somebody
Got to
watching,
stand guard.
Somebody be starting. I was always the one. I'm standing guard all the time. You know, you want to gamble, go ahead. I'm making sure I got your back. So me and my homie Trey, we was on guard that night. Homie T.
T, that's my boy.
Yeah, so we standing up there, we chilling and shit. Homies gambling. I see these two dudes walk up the driveway. They look like smokers. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, it was kind of hard to figure out who was a smoker or who was an enemy. It was a lot of time where I shot at smokers, you know what I'm saying, by mistake. Like, hey, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Next time, you know, cut your lights off when you come up in this motherfucker. So these two dudes, they walking in, you know, they walking close, you know, and I'm looking.
Is this the day you call the ambush?
Yeah, that's when they ambushed us. So they come up in there, they walking, and they looking. I'm looking at them like, fuck is these motherfuckers, the smokers? Then they split up, they spread apart. Once they spread apart, I tapped the homie T. I said, man, watch these niggas right here, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I whip out my gun. Then as soon as they whip out, it was on. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like, hey man, there they go. And they got halfway, they walked halfway in that motherfucker. And like I say, you gotta have some heart to come up in there. You know what I'm saying? So they whip out, we whip out. We, you know, busting right there. You know what I'm saying? It's bullets passing, zipping by my damn head and shit. You know, I didn't care at that point. If I get shot, I get shot. If I get killed, I get killed. At least I'm protecting the homies. You know what I'm saying? At that time. The homie T, you know, he getting busy too. You know what I'm saying? We all four of us getting busy. Them two and us two. I see one of them dudes drop and fall. You know what I'm saying? Obviously he was hit. So when he got hit, a car pull in reverse. They jump out the car, grab their homeboy, throw him in the car, and they skirt out. You know what I'm saying? If I hadn't ran out of bullets, I probably would have killed him. You know what I'm saying? So we regrouped, you know, retaliation was swift, of course, go back over there. So then we came back and had a meeting. We used to always have meetings. Every time something happened, if we was on the short end of the stick, we got to tighten it up. We got to have a meeting about it. That's when we say, you know, we start putting homies on the rooftops. The homies on the rooftop, armor with assault rifles. So anybody come in there, we shooting down from the top when it's over. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we started going to the roofs.
Okay. Good stuff right there, man. So how many times have you been shot?
Never.
Never been shot?
Been shot at 100 times, even at point blank range, and they miss. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, the grace of God, I ain't never been hit.
I think it was your mother doing a whole lot of praying for you, devil. You know, doing a whole lot of praying, because I'm sure that once she knowed her son went from Q to devil, she doubled up on her prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was mandatory at that point, because, you know, a lot of times the name in itself identified the character within the individual. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a reason for you to that name. But now, you know, moving forward, man, we here in 2021, man, shit, I think you an angel. I mean, crazy, you an angel and a savior to your family, man, because you had the ability and the wherewithal to just say, hey, man, enough is enough. Let's move forward. So a lot of people don't even know, man, that you one of the top certified people in the Los Angeles County to move trains, run trains. You have a locomotive engineer's license, and you also, when there's a train broken down, they call upon you to get it, come get it, right?
Right.
So how many years have you been in there? And this is the thing that how people say, and I was talking about the 6 minutes, you know what I mean? Like Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick say 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you know, the gangbanging part was just 6 minutes. But now you at the life part, man, where you really living, you know what I mean? You're doing all these amazing things, and you have a lovely family, amazing home, you know what I mean? Everything is okay, man. And how do you feel about that?
It was good, man. I had to get out of the element. I mean, the only way you're gonna be able to change is to remove yourself out of the element and change your mind state. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I stayed in that element, I would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have continued on my rage. I would have continued on my reign, continued on my power and destruction. I would have kept doing the same thing I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But once you change your lifestyle and get out of that element and start, seeing life for what it is, you know what I'm saying? You can't help but, do the right thing. You know what I mean?
So you have every certification when it comes to working on the railroad. I mean, as far as the locomotives and the engineering and all this stuff, you have all the certifications. How many certifications do you have actually?
I got them all. I got about 30.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been there 19 years. When I started in 2002, actually I just got out of jail in January. I started working there in February, part-time, and then I became permanent in April of 2002. So when I came in there,
you was eager.
It's kind of hard to but I was still gangbanging. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of hard to gangbang and work, because I'm at work thinking about the homies. I'm at work thinking about stuff that happened last night. You know what I'm saying? Angry about it and want to retaliate and want to, you know what I'm saying, join in on the activities. But here it is now. I'm trying to change my life and become a working man. Become a family man. So when I first started, my supervisor told me right off the rip. He said, "You look, man, I like your attitude. I like your work ethic. You know what I'm saying? You work hard. I'm gonna give you every certification we have here at this company. You know what I mean? So that it will further your career and you can become an ace of spade here. Once you become an ace of spade and you master your craft, you will be able to do anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? We can use you to your full ability. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I came in right away, got my engineer certification, become a locomotive engineer. I became a groundman. I got wheel true certification, which is cutting the wheels, locomotive inspector, car inspector, S&P 8 certifier, ATS certified, hazmat, HVAC, blue signal.
It goes on and on.
Class 1 air brake test, brake theory. So many classes. And I had to take these classes. I didn't know nothing about trains when I became a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? I knew about, basic mechanics from, working with my uncle as a kid, teenager and shit. But once I came in the railroad, I'm like, damn, this is a whole different world. Not only do I know how to drive a locomotive, but I can name every brake valve that's on a locomotive, which is 61 brake valves. Each brake valve does different things, and I know the definition of each brake valve. I can break it all the way down. You know what I'm saying? I can take the motors out. I can anything to do with a locomotive.
And these are diesel engines with turbos.
Yeah.
How many engines is on one locomotive?
You got one.
One?
We got new locomotives now, so it's a 20-cylinder with twin
20
turbos.
cylinder.
Twin turbos. But you got two. On our older engines, you got two separate motors. You got a main engine, then you got a HEP engine, which is called head end power. That controls all the lights on the passenger cars. Then you got your air compressor, then you got your main engine, turbo, and all that stuff. But yeah, I could do anything, any job, anything about a train. You know what I'm saying? I'm certified to do it. And Eric, he's still my supervisor to this day. You know what I'm saying? I hold a field mechanic position, which is it's like AAA, but for the trains. I'm on the field.
Awesome.
Any train breakdown, they call me. Hey, we need this. We got a train broke down. What's going on? It won't load. It won't go. Or whatever. Turbo's burping. Okay, go out there on my service truck, jump up there, fix it if I can fix it.
Yeah, I was shocked when you told me you had to go to Moore Park and Thousand Oaks over there in that area to grab a locomotive.
Yeah, even on fatalities, even when they derail, I can re-rail the train. Well, they got the cranes now, but back then we used to re-rail them with railroad ties, with the blocks and stuff. We'd block it up and, you know what I mean? I did everything to a train, man. When fatality happened, go out there and inspect the train, shit like that. So, 19 years, that's a long time.
It is, man. Hey, man, I'm sure your mother is very proud. Your wife is proud. Kids, you know what I mean? Because you made a life for everybody and made everybody feel more comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. Man, with that being said, man, we're going to tap on out, man. Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Post, man. And you go ahead and be sure to hit the subscription, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and leave a comment because Devil, he love answering the comments. He's right there. He's listening and paying attention. You know what I mean? Because he's still growing and learning and maturing in his life, and I as well. You know what I mean? I'm a thought leader and influencer. So I welcome all comments, man. I appreciate it. Anything you want to say going out there?
Man, hit that like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Pass the word, man, because, you know, this is just the beginning. You can send a lot more of me.
Okay, good enough. Professor Melly Mail and Devil, man, the Hood Postman, we're out.